Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner. It is Tuesday the 9th of January. Here we are with the technical update, daily technical update, where the day after the US market was fairly bullish yesterday, 1.4% on S&P 500 and more than 2% on Nasdaq 100. So it seems like we are back in bullish mode. We have the RSI back above 60. If we can get it to close above the upper falling trend line here, then I believe we could see higher levels. There should short-term be room up to 48.35, which is the 138.2 projection, but we could see it moving higher towards 4900 here in the coming days in January. It did close above the 46.97, which was the key support, but it was hovering around. So I'm fairly confident we can hold on for this. But look out for this level if it's broken on the downside again. The Nasdaq 100 also moved higher, back above the 16,552. And also resuming uptrend just above the key support here at 16,166. So I think we will see also a positive move the next couple of days. We are a little bit lower pre-market here, but let's see where we end today. That is the key. If we can get the RSI back above 60 and especially back above the upper falling trend line, then I think we'll see Nasdaq 100 above 17,000. In Europe, the Eurostoxx is struggling despite closing above the 44.83 yesterday. It's really struggling. It really needs to follow through here. And as we can see, RSI is still in a positive sentiment. There was that divergence here. So it is a little bit up in the air. Could still move lower towards the 43.84 support level, or this support area here. We have the 55 moving average coming up. We have the 200 and the 100. So there's really strong support in this area. If we drop back below there, keep an eye on this spike down there. If it does take out the 44.18, well, then sell-off could really hit the Eurostoxx 50. DAX a little bit stronger, staying above 16,470. A little bit lower today, but I think we will move higher in coming days, and we could take out the 17,000 if it really can get its act together. RSI crucial here. Will it close back below 60? Then it could be struggling a little bit, but still 16,470 is the key support level there. Amsterdam market. 781 is the support or resistance nowadays that we are below. We are a little bit lower today, so I would like to see it closing above at that level before I go back to bullish on the AEX. However, we have the 55 coming up, we have the 200 also, the 100 coming up there. So even if we drop lower, I think there will be some strong support here around 765, but could dip down to 760 if it takes out the low there from the other day, 778. The Belgian market, not much to say about that one. It's still holding on, still slowly crawling higher. I mean, the uptrend is still intact. There is some divergence here on the peaks over here, but it still hasn't shown me any sell signs. If it does break the lower rising trend line here, then I will say, well, then we are looking at 3600. But we have some supports here in the 200 moving average, 100 moving, and 55 coming up there. So there's some support down there. CAC 40. 7,405, still holding on about that. Hasn't closed below, spiked lower below a couple of times. So I think we over the next couple of days could see it moved above 7,500. But if it does take out the spike down there at 73.50, then we'll probably see a move down to around 7,200 and change. Where we have some strong support with the moving averages coming up here. We can see the 55 is very close to break above the 200, and they're both rising, meaning that is what we call a gold cross. The Swiss market are close above 11,445. 11,245, sorry, could give room up to 11,400, possibly higher. So keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the support 11,050. Euro dollar still a range bound between here 108.80 each level and the 110, and I think we will see that the next couple of days. I would like to see a breakout between those two levels before I make up my mind about the direction. First clue could be if it does break below the low rising trend line here, then we'll probably see a move down to around 108 level where we have the 786 retracement of the last leg of here. If it does break above 110, well, then we are looking at 111 plus again. Cable not really doing much either, trying to get back above this rising trend line here, but again once today rejected, so we also seems to be range bound between 128 and 126.10. Dollar yen setting off a little bit after this spike up here Friday. I think we would see a test of 142.85 shortly. If it does close below, well, then we could see a push lower towards 140. So that level is key for bulls and bears, really, and it's key to close above 144.95 on the upside. Almost similar picture on Euro yen. Did spike above but failed to close about 158.55, and I think we could see it sliding back a little bit lower, possibly testing this rising trend line there. That is key. If it does break below, then well, 155 is key support that you don't want to see if you are long Euro yen. If it takes out that, then we're looking at 153 once again. Aussie yen 97.58 key resistance and key support 95.80. Very quickly on the sterling yen, also we have 184.32 resistance. That is really key. Let's have a look at dollar Swiss. That has been quite interesting because the last leg down here seems to be exhausting with the divergence on the RSI, trying to move higher. Got hit a little bit at the 21 moving average coming down there and the 50% retracement of the downtrend there. I think breakout from 84.55 or 85.78 is key for the direction. If it does break out to downside, well, then if we could see a push to test the lower levels here, break out to the upside, well, then there's room up to around 87. Finally, on the dollar index, I will also see a breakout of this volatile candle here from the 5th of January. Before I decide on a direction. It could be a little bit range bound between 100 and 102.83 and 101.62. So that's the range really that you should look out for on the dollar index. Gold dipped down yesterday to the 61.8 retracement of this little uptrend we have over the Christmas holidays at 2017, bouncing a little bit. We could still bounce to or drop down to 2000, which is the 786 retracement. But I think if we do that, then we will have a fairly strong bounce higher. If it does take out, we also had a very volatile day there. Friday, if it takes out the peak there at 2064, well, then we will have another go at this peak here over the Christmas holidays, possibly higher, but a little bit depressed short term. There was no divergence on the uptrend there, but there is a little bit of divergence here, as you can see also on the falling peaks on the RSI. So keep an eye on the low from yesterday. If it does take out that, well, then we are looking at 2000. The silver still closing above 23, 4 times been below, but every time it managed to close above. So that seems to be a fairly strong support currently, and especially also 22.50 down here. Then it could become really ugly if it takes out that. But I think we will be range bound, stay range bound here with a little bit of positive note maybe. But again, we have the RSI indicating a little bit of negativity there. So a little bit be cautious in the silver market. In the platinum is below the 952 level. I think we could still see a test of the 61.8 retracement at 937. Let's see, there can easily see it, and the rising trend line here that will also give some support. So maybe a little bit dip down there before I think we will move higher, because the uptrend is intact, and the RSI is also still in a positive note. Very quickly on copper, down to around 380, but still holding on above the 200 moving average. We have the 55 coming up. They're giving some support to 100 also, and we are above the cloud level, and that is still the positive. We are still in an uptrend, and we are not changing that until we drop below 370. On the WTI oil, rejected at the upper falling trend line, a little bit of support here at 69. So we still haven't broken this downtrend here. So we're still technically in a downtrend. I would like to see it breaking above the 76.18 before I call it an uptrend, and that will be a bit of a struggle with the 55 coming down there after breaking below the 200. So we are still in a bearish trend, and it will probably remain so for quite some time. The Brent oil, similar picture, couldn't even break above and test the upper falling trend line. Finally, on the US 10-year, that got rejected at 410, trading sideways here, and probably will hovering around to 4% here the next few days until it gets some direction. Possibly to a little bit of a weaker side. We are still in a negative sentiment on the RSI, but a break above 410, then we are looking at 425. All right, that's all for today on a busy day. Once again, have a nice day and happy trading.